Hello and welcome to Analisa's Aerospace. I'm your host, Analisa Parr. Today we're going to talk about the new MLB rules and what some are calling as a new Ohtani rule, taking the MLB in the right direction. I'm here with Josh Teeter and JiWon today. Kind of tell me your thoughts about the new MLB rules and kind of what some of them are.
Yeah, so first off, I want to say the MLB needs to quit changing their rules. They've been awful. They need to keep baseball how it is. The rule changes they've done over the past few years have been awful. There is one that I like, though, this year, playing devil's advocate off of what I said, and that would be banning the shift. So this is a hot take. A lot of people don't believe the same thing that I do when I say this. The shift is ruining baseball. I don't want to see a third baseman sitting in right field. I just don't want to see it. There is a few more changes as well. Bigger bases is one of them. This will help with stealing more action in the game when you're stealing bases. And they also talked about not letting a runner be on second once you reach extra innings. Also a smart rule, never should have been implemented in the first place.
JiWon, do you have anything?
I'm not sure about baseball, but I feel like the changes rules improve the player's environment. For example, the international draft. I'm impressed about that rule because it solves problem using money to abuse the aspiration of players. Yes.
No, I agree with that. That's been a hot topic also over the past few years is players from Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Japan, them coming over here and playing because ultimately the best player right now in baseball, in my opinion, besides Mike Trout, is Shohei Ohtani, who is a Japanese-born player and moved over from Japan a few years ago. So I'm very happy to see other people from other parts of the world come into the MLB and play.
And I know his kind of rule that we were talking about is he's kind of a two-way talent. So that's kind of something fun that fans are going to get to see, and he can showcase more of that talent for people to really get a sense of who he is and how of a player he is, too.
Yeah, it's definitely making the MLB more interesting in that aspect. The Angels have the players to be one of the best teams. Mike Trout, arguably one of the best players to ever play baseball. If you look at his stats, they back that up. Now you have Shohei Ohtani pitching once a week and then sitting in the field 5 times a week, and he can mash home runs. Who doesn't want to watch that? The dude's one of the best pitchers and one of the best hitters in the league, and so I definitely think that makes the game more exciting as well.
Exactly. I also think that will keep the audience engaged for viewers and for people who are actually at the games. Instead of a lot of times you see fans leaving the 7th inning, you'll see them staying until the very final seconds of the game, which I think is more of an advertising and marketing type of sense for these new rules too, is to keep that engagement for the show.
No, I definitely agree with that, and that also goes back to banning the shift. I think we may see more hits now because a lot of hitters, the third base line would be wide open, but they wouldn't push it that way for some reason, and so they ground out to short right field, which is just annoying to see. So now you'll have that gap back out there where they can hit it right there down the line, or maybe they won't shift as much in the outfield as well, which will be more doubles. And even last year there was new baseballs that they didn't tell people about that were juice. So more home runs, just trying to make the game more exciting. I just wish they would just quit touching the rules. After this year, just quit messing with them and let baseball be how baseball should be.
Yes, well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you so much, Josh Teeter and JiWon. Again, this was Analisa's Aerospace. I'm your host, Analisa Parr. We'll see you next week.